Ranalah is going to Goodwood Revival. I'm sort of helping them with an area called Revive and Thrive. A whole avenue of craftspeople. So each design is related to a different era that Goodwood has been a racetrack. Blue one is 1940s, pink one's 1950s, the white one is 1960s, and then this matte green one is going to be a Spitfire camo. Welcome to another episode. This is a very unexpected episode because I didn't know John was coming up, but look, hey, he's here. It's a surprise visit from John, so I thought, hey, it'd be rude not to make another episode. As you've seen from the last week's episode, the lovely Lucia came up and we've painted all 4 of the Revival Ranalahs. John, what's your favourite?
I've got to be honest, I'm leaning towards the RAF one.
The RAF?
Yeah.
Few people like that.
I do like
It's
that.
the quickest one to paint, and it seems to be the favourite, the crowd favourite.
I do like the custom one too. Yeah, reminds me of my youth.
Which one? The 40s?
No.
But basically, I'm sort of holding on painting. I'm still doing it here and there. There's bits to do, but it's all wet. And I'm starting progress on the sign. These Ranalahs are kind of signposts at Revival to guide people to the Revive and Thrive area. There you go.
For thriving.
For thriving and reviving, yeah. So you can be revived.
Once you thrive.
No, it's not. We're not reviving people. But basically, I'm making giant versions of those with Jeff Moss's Ranalah, the new one here. 2 halves, and they're going to be sort of riveted together like a kind of minstrel or a big smarty. That's the plan. So I've sort of got a bit of a factory going here. I've got one in there in progress. John is over there cutting new discs out. So this is how that's how they start.
Oh, no, they start square, like this one over here.
Oh,
Like that.
go on, John, give us a tour.
Here we have the guillotined out one. So this is how they start. Then we get onto the nibbler.
It started off as a full sheet of alley. We cut that down into squares onto this, which is fairly new to me, my little nibbler.
But fairly ancient in itself.
Fairly ancient in itself, yes, all right, John. Basically, we've got a centre point here, and we spin this round on that centre point, and there is a blade there that sort of munches up and down.
For nibbling.
For nibbling, and that will nibble its way around there, and if John does it right, we will end up with a circle. If he doesn't, that's the last piece of alley we've got, and we'll be in trouble.
Right, cover your ears.
What a dream. That is an awesome machine.
Pizza, anyone?
Success? Or not?
Boom. Success.
So all we're left with is a tiny little mark in the middle, which I'll just weld up now. He's not bad, is he? It's almost like he knows what he's doing. This is the finished article from the wheel, which I'm quite pleased with. There's some bits that I'm not happy with. There's a few little ripples, but I think that's definitely user error more than anything else. It's just me rushing and not good enough at using the machine, basically. But the next thing to do is to tip that edge. I'm going to use my bead roller for that. There you go.
Yeah, look at that.
That's all right.
Looks like a
You see?
bottle cap. That smiling Dom in there as well.
No, you can see how ripply it is. Right,
Brilliant.
onwards and upwards.
rabbit.
Happy days?
Wow.
Well, yeah.
With a bit of tailoring. Yeah. When I say a bit,
A lot.
I mean a lot, yeah.
A lot of hammering.
A bit of hammering.
What have we got? So this
So
is,
this would be, yeah.
what would we call this? A convex trim? I don't know. A D profile. So this is a flat on the bottom and a D shape on the top. So we've rolled it around the slip rolls. So the plan is, whether it's going to work or not, I'm not sure. John is very negative about it, but my lovely domed hubcap
Oh, beautiful.
will sit one on each side, and then this will be riveted on. John is now going to drill 5,000 holes.
Oh, lucky John. Let's get the punch out. Let's get the hole punch out.
A new tool for that.
New tool.
And then that'll be riveted around there.
New tool Friday.
This is basically my invention, my idea. John has turned up and completely said it's the wrong way to do it, but I still like it, so I'm soldiering on.
Yes, yeah.
John is very reluctant and says it's not going to work, but I'm determined to at least try one. So this is the test one.
Guinea pig.
This is the guinea pig. And John has just been negative the whole time.
I'm a guinea pig too. Try my patience.
I'm frantically wheeling another one, fully expecting this one to end up in the bin, but we are basically going to trim that to size, drill lots of holes along it, and then rivet each dome. What are we going to call them? Little smarty, hubcap, spaceship? I don't know. Spaceship. One spaceship goes on each side, basically, riveted in place, and then that will itself rivet to the rest of the bracket that I've made to go inside.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, John, from here it looks great. If everyone stands 10 foot away, we'll be okay. My creative concept is working, I will say, but it's a struggle.
So yeah, we're working our way around now. Slowly.
Looking good.
Yeah.
It got really late and then you have to rush off and go. I've been here since first thing. It's just me and Wendy now. I got her about 7:30 and it's now midday. And I've been productive. Look. So I've got the edging riveted on. 1, 2, and 3. I'm so frustrated. So one of the domes, when I was tipping the edge on the bead roller, the bolt holding the top sort of die on the bead roller worked its way loose, and the top die that does the bit that does the tipping kind of loosened off and moved, and I didn't realise because I was concentrating on following the line so much, which meant that the lip on one of these is ever so slightly bigger than the others. It's sort of sneaked bigger on around half of it. I'm so annoyed. I may have to redo it. I've spent more time hammering that one, trying to straighten up the lip and getting it back. It's not perfect. I may have to redo it, but I'm running out of time. If it's not good enough, I'll do it again. If I can get away with it, I would just leave it. But it's a compromise. Unless I redo it, I just don't have the time. So yeah, this gives you a bit of an idea on the time scale and the pressure I'm under. For 4 days a week at the repair shop, and the one day that I'm off the repair shop, I'm filming voiceover for the new show, Make It at Market. So 5 days a week, I'm done. It's now the 3rd of September, so I've got 10 days. The Ranalahs are leaving here. There's 2 trucks turning up. It's all confirmed, it's all booked on the 13th, 9 AM on the 13th. The Saturday the 10th, I'm gonna be at Bewley, Auto Jumble, on the hunt for the Ranalah posters and patterns and anything else I could find. Then I've got Sunday the 11th and Monday the 12th. So I've got tomorrow and then 2 days. Oh dear, that's scary. I've also got to paint the logo on each one 8 times. And finish, I haven't even finished the painting yet on these. I've still got a bit more lining to do on that one and a couple more flowers to do on the Lucia's one. Now all I need to do is rivet the last 3 discs onto the other side. Problem is, I make it sound easy. It's hard enough riveting them on that side, lining everything up. As soon as you put the other side on, you can't get inside anymore. So it just gets impossible. The further around you get, as soon as that side is on, you just can't get in, and then if the panel pushes in, you can't pull it out. It's such a fight, especially if that one that's not perfect. So this is gonna be a struggle. 3 days, the countdown begins. one in. Quarter to 8, nearly 8 o'clock. That was it, that was the last one. Riveted together. I've replaced John with a clamp and a pair of mole grips, but no offence, John. No, it was definitely much easier with your help. 1, 2, 3, and Lucia's flowering one at the end. You can just see it. They're all now double-sided, wrapped around, done. Which is good, that's where I wanted to get. I mean, it's actually well ahead of where I wanted to get to today, but that's brilliant because now I can come in the morning, first thing in the morning, Sunday morning, lock myself in here, shut the door, polish them all up, clean all the edges, and maybe start thinking about painting. I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun. Artwork that's been signed off and approved by Goodwood. Because I've got to do it 8 times, I've printed it out, stuck it to one of the spaceships, and then I'm going to trace through to leave a bit of an imprint on the aluminium. You just have to trust me that there is a, I mean, to be fair, it is very, very faint. There's a ghost of a line. I don't actually know of a better way to transfer the image across onto polished aluminium. I can't use pounce powder because it's curved. There's too much of a gap between the paper and the curve. It's just, it would not be accurate. The charcoal doesn't transfer. China graph will scratch the polished aluminium. It's quite soft. I've tried that. So this is working. It's a bit difficult to see where I'm going, but it's working, so this should be fine. They're not super complicated letters, so I'll probably have this here next to me, kind of join the dots. Not guess, just join the dots. An educated guess, maybe. Well, there you have it. There's 3 of them finished. The RAF wheel at the end I haven't finished yet, and I've got to do the back of all of them. So when I get back here on Sunday next week, I've got a lot more painting to do, and of course that Formica one still needs its black lines and its swirls and bits doing on it, so they all need little bits still. I better end the video here because I've got to get down to Brighton for the voiceover. The next time you see these, they'll be at Revival. Right, take care, see you soon, thank you so much, see you next week.